Hey guys, it's Faye from Solar Flow, and I'm back with another Behind the Veil energy read on the veil. So, why is there a veil? Why do we care about the veil? And how can we start to see beyond our own personal veils? So, first of all, if you're new here, welcome. Thank you for coming to check out my video. Thank you for checking out my little station over here. And if you are new, I would love it if you can like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Okay, so the veil. Why am I always talking about the veil? So if you're here, I guess you're kind of interested in the topic of what the veil is and how can you see beyond it. So first of all, if you guys have not seen my video on reincarnation, I definitely recommend going back and checking that one out, because that video, I share some of the terms that I'm going to be using in this video at a greater depth, so it will give you good context if you actually watch that video first. Not necessary. I will explain the terms that I'm using here, but it will give you a little bit more context for this. And if you have any question on a term that I use, comment down below and I'll make sure that I answer it, okay? So, what's the veil? Why is there one? And why do we care about it? Okay, so basically there's a bunch of different veils. Sorry, I'm choosing to record a video when they're doing something with the garbage cans outside. But, you just gotta laugh, right? So there's, as I was saying, there's a bunch of different veils. There is the veil between us and our true selves. There's the veil between us and God. There's a veil between us and other people. And then there's a bigger, broader veil that is like blocking us from understanding what is going on behind the actual veil in the world right now. All veils, first and foremost, start with our own personal veil. And I'll explain to you what that means. If you've ever heard of what the term of the third eye is, we supposedly have a third eye here. And the third eye is what seats our intuition and what seats our ability to connect to God. The reason that a lot of people will meditate is because when we close our eyes and we block out what we see with our primary eyes, it allows us to see and connect more to our third eye. That's actually where I receive all of my information as well, which is in the practice of meditation. And for the very same reasons, I close my eyes, I ground myself, I allow all of the I, and me, and all of the ego-based thoughts to pass before me so I can see what's going on in my mind. And then once I'm aware of my thoughts and they're no longer competing for my attention, I can slide them out of the way, which is giving me a blank canvas in which to receive information in. The problem, I shouldn't say problem. The issue is that because so many of us are actually disconnected from ourselves and we are very much in a state of reactivity to our outside environment, we're kind of in a state of reaction and almost like pinballs in a pinball machine. We're just kind of being thrown around and we're just kind of like reacting to this, reacting to that, and not being proactive in how we actually want to show up in the world and how we want to deal with things. So we're in a state of reaction. There's so much, I'm actually just thinking as I'm getting into it, there's so much to talk about here. But so we're constantly in a state of reactivity. We're also in a state of complete denial of who we are and why we are here. Now, this is where what I was saying about checking out the other video would come in handy. Basically, we choose to come here to Earth. It's a very heavy, dense environment. We have bodies. So for those two reasons alone, we're completely disconnected from who we actually are. We are boundless sparks of pure source energy. We are powerful beyond measure, powerful beyond imagination. We just don't know it. We've been squashed into these bodies, which we're already not used to because there's so many other places we could be where we don't have bodies and we're just pure energy. So we got bodies, we're in this heavy, dense energy, and just to complicate things, in between every incarnation, our memory is completely wiped. So if you are starting to make any progress, you die, you go back to being a baby and incarnating again and having to start all over again. Why do we do this to ourselves? It's just complete madness. But again, go back and watch that video, and I actually do explain why we do choose to come here. But so all that progress is lost, we forget, we don't know why we're here, we're suddenly in these bodies, we are experiencing complete, like almost being in quicksand, right? So we're so veiled because of that alone. Heavy, dense environment, forgetting why we're here, and we have this block that's disconnecting us from ourselves, from people, from our purpose, from the world. So how do we start to see beyond all of those things? Before I just keep talking in circles here, let's get to the point. So the number one way that you can start to see beyond the veil is, first of all, you're here. Great, you're someone that's interested in a metaphysical topic, you're maybe interested in spirituality, maybe you just heard the term beyond the veil and you're just curious what it's all about. You've come to the right place. So the best way to start to see beyond all of the veils is to start to see beyond your own personal veil. True story. Be honest with yourself about if you had everything that you wanted, what would be left for you? And what that means is, if you have a house, if you have a car, if you have money in the bank account, if you have clothing on your back, you have food in your fridge, all of your needs are being met. What's next? Do you want a bigger house, a better car, designer clothing? Do you want to go out to eat? What's next? Because this will kind of get you tuned into where are you in your process of understanding the veil and seeing beyond it. If you're being honest with yourself and you're like, I want a bigger house, I want a better car, that's okay. That is still being plugged in to the pursuits of being earthbound. Seeing things like that, or understanding about yourself, is letting you know that perhaps really seeing beyond the veil is not something that's important at this time. Maybe it will be, and maybe it won't be, and those are okay. But if the pursuit is more earthbound things, then the veil is serving its purpose. It's obstructing you from what you are not ready to see. If you have all of your needs met, and the next pursuit then is, I want to be able to give back. I want to help. I want to give money to charities. I want to, if I see a homeless person, I don't want to just walk past them. I want to stop and help them. This is where the veil is starting to dissolve. If the pursuit is, I want nothing, I need nothing, I just want to be in understanding of why I'm here and in complete service to humanity, your veil has already begun to disintegrate. And you can start to see beyond all of those other veils. But all the disintegration of all veils begin with our own personal veil. Because Here's the thing. I was talking to someone the other day and they said, how can I change the world? I want to change the world. I said, then change yourself first. Any other pursuit of our energy and attention is because we have not yet done our own internal work in getting us to understand why we're here. And until we can do that, until we can break down our own personal veil, there's no work to actually be done. All work begins with self-work. Just like all love begins with self-love, the amount that you can love yourself directly correlates to the amount of love that you can give to another person. If you are blocked, if you are veiled from your own self-love, you will be veiled in the amount of love you can give to another. If you are blocked from your own true understanding of yourself, your ability to go out and help and see and do and be of service in any capacity is also blocked. It's also veiled. So all veils begin with the self-veil. It's the closest veil that we experience. It's the one from our own true selves. So start to work on your own personal veil. Be honest with yourself too. It's the most important thing. If you're just here and you want to be a looky-loo and you're curious, that's awesome. I'm so happy to have you here. If you are here because you really want to understand how does this person see beyond the veil, I want to see beyond the veil too. You can do that. We can all do it. These are abilities that everybody has, but they all start with exploring what's beyond our own personal veil. If you understand that you are pure, positive life force energy, you are God's energy in a physical body, that's the first step in seeing beyond your own personal veil. If you do not yet understand that you are pure, positive life force energy, and you think you're just a body, and you think we just live on Earth, and there is nothing else, and you think I'm out of my mind, then that veil is serving the purpose. It is veiling you from seeing what you are not yet ready to see. And I say that with absolutely no judgment whatsoever. That veil is serving its purpose. If I started to see beyond the veil at any other point in my life, except at the point that I had started to, I would not have been ready for the information that I was receiving. But I had already understood that I didn't care about a 401k. I didn't care about driving a nice car. I didn't care about having a bigger apartment or having any more things. I wouldn't have been ready for this information. I only started to receive it when I understood that all of the stuff that I had was just that. Stuff. They don't mean anything. They're just things. The most important thing became to me in understanding, who am I? Why am I here? And how can I best be of service? Once I got to that point, once my own personal veil had disintegrated, could I start to see beyond all the other veils? All veils start with the self veil. Start with the first veil. Sit down. Meditate. Close your eyes. Block out what these senses can do and tap into this sense. Meditation is the most powerful and transformative tool in seeing beyond the veil. That's why I do it every day, and that's why I talk about it nonstop. And that's why I tell you guys in all the videos that the practice of how I see beyond the veil starts with meditation. Become aware of the thoughts that you have in your own head. Become aware of what your thoughts are. Become aware of what ego-based thoughts, I, me. I have to do this, I have to do that. Once you become very aware of what your thoughts are, and you can move them out of the way, you are allowing information from the ethers, from your guides, from your guardian angels, from your higher self. You're allowing all of that information to come in. Ground yourself. Get out into nature. Walk barefoot in grass. Clean your physical and energetic body. Use salt scrubs. Get Himalayan sea salt lamps. Adorn yourself in crystals. All of these things change your vibration and create an environment for yourself in which you can receive information. Clean your house. It helps, I promise. Clean your floor. Don't wear shoes in your house. All of these things are tools that will help you start to create an environment in which you can be yourself, you can feel yourself, you can know yourself. And then once you know that, you can see beyond that. I hope that you guys found this to be an interesting and informative video. Again, please do like, share, subscribe. If this video resonated with you, fantastic. If it didn't, just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. And as always, until the next video, stay in the high vibe. Bye, guys.